Welcome to Raw, and tonight we kick off the go-home week for Elimination Chamber. And WWE Official Triple H gonna kick off Raw this week. Tonight we have the final two WWE qualifying matches. A men's qualifier and a women's qualifier. Still a lot of questions about last week's qualifying match. Here's Triple H. He says last week he gave Bron Breakker and Jacob Fatu 3 chances to get their match in the ring. And even with him as the referee in the last attempt, they both still managed to get themselves counted out. With Elimination Chamber just a few days away, he's got to make a decision. The Rock cutting off Triple H. Rock says you can come out here and give all the speeches you want, but everybody knows, including you, Triple H, that it's the final boss who runs things around here. This Elimination Chamber match determines who faces me at WrestleMania, and I want to know right now, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Bron Breakker, or is it going to be Jacob Fatu in the Elimination Chamber? Neither, says Triple H. The Rock not getting any answers, and Triple H not revealing what he's going to do. But like he said, Elimination Chamber only a few days away. We should know something soon. Well, it seems here lately it wouldn't be Raw if we didn't have a match between Carmelo Hayes and Chad Gable for the 3rd week in a row. And if you are keeping score at home, that's Carmelo Hayes 2, Gable 0. Gable again asking for another match, a rematch against Hayes. This time, Gable making a pledge that if he cannot defeat Carmelo Hayes here on Raw, then he will give Melo a shot at his WWE European Championship at Elimination Chamber. And off the bat, Gable started off ready to go, but like we've seen over the last couple weeks, a mistake here, a mistake there on the part of Chad Gable has led to Melo getting the better of Gable in back-to-back weeks. And hey, if he can get the hat trick here tonight, he's got himself a WWE European Championship opportunity later this week at Elimination Chamber. Gable with the reversal. And we know Chad Gable thinks the last 2 weeks were a fluke. Does not believe that Carmelo Hayes is even remotely in the same league as himself. And you know the last thing he would want to do is give Hayes a shot at the belt. So he would love to put this to bed right here. DDT from Chad Gable. And, where's Gable going here? Goes to the outside. Grabs the timekeeper's chair. What the hell's he doing with the chair? Now Kurt Angle distracting the referee, but Hayes able to prevent Gable from using it. Gable again with the chair. Hayes stops him. And for a 3rd time, and this time connects. Referee calls for the bell. Whether Chad Gable didn't realize that a DQ win still counts as a win, or maybe he was just trying to send a message here. Either way, these two will meet again later this week at Elimination Chamber for the WWE European Championship. Next, it's time for our final WWE Women's Elimination Chamber qualifying match. It's going to be Naomi and Chelse Green. Last week on the WWE side, we saw Ivy Nile and Liv Morgan qualify, and from the WCW, Jade Cargill and Julia. And so this will be the final women's qualifier here in the WWE. And then on Nitro, we've got the final WCW qualifier. It's going to be between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. So far in this one, Chelsea going for the cover. But Naomi able to kick out. Chelsea really with the upper hand at the beginning of this one. Both of these ladies still looking for their first championships here in the open mic universe. Right now we've got a good mix of some former champions, Ivy Nile and Liv Morgan. Julia and Jade Cargill also looking for their first championships. Obviously Julia just newly signed to WCW, new to the universe. Then you look at the final two ladies looking to qualify over on the WCW side. Both Charlotte and Rhea Ripley, former multiple-time WCW Women's Champions. You know WCW Women's Champion Raquel Rodriguez will have an eye on this weekend's action as she finds out who her WrestleMania opponent is going to be. Is it going to be somebody that she's got experience and history with, or is she going to have to come back here to the Open Mic Network channel here on YouTube, go through the library of past shows and scout her opponent? Naomi with a rear view goes for the cover. Chelsea able to get her shoulder up. And now Naomi with a split-legged moonsault. Hooks the leg. And Naomi moving on to the Elimination Chamber, where she will have an opportunity to potentially move on to WrestleMania and take on Raquel Rodriguez. Now it's time for our final WWE men's qualifying match. And it also happens to be our main event. Gunther. He will be taking on CM Punk, and these two have had a lot of history over the last few months. Ended up resulting in a fight pit back at Starrcade, which saw CM Punk knock the ring general out cold, pick up the win via knockout. We still don't know, obviously, what Triple H's decision is going to be based on the spot that would have been either occupied by Jacob Fatu or Bron Breakker. That spot's still open, but the other men who qualified last week from the WWE, we saw Randy Orton win his qualifying match last week on SmackDown. Over in WCW, it was R-Truth and Bronson Reed who earned their way in. Although in the case of Bronson Reed, did have a little bit of help thanks to Abyss. On Nitro, we'll get the final WCW qualifying match. It's going to be WCW United States Champion Jey Uso taking on the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre. Now that we know that the men's chamber winner will get a shot at The Rock at WrestleMania, You know that's going to add even more fuel to main event Jey Uso. He wanted to win the Royal Rumble. He wants to get his hands on The Rock. Based on everything that The Rock has done to their family. He came up short at the Rumble, but he's got one more chance to earn a match against The Rock. But it's not going to be easy. He's going to have to find a way to get through Drew McIntyre to get into the chamber match. And then from there, you got to win that to move on to WrestleMania. Punk with an Anaconda Vice locked in on Gunther. Gunther not willing to tap. Punk gets him up. GTS. And Gunther gets his shoulders up at 2 3/4. Forearm from Gunther rolls Punk up. And Punk reversing it. And Gunther not able to get out. Referee gets to 3. And CM Punk with the win. He's headed to Elimination Chamber. He will look to try. Wait a minute. Is that's that same mystery person from a few weeks ago? We saw them talking to Damian Priest, and now we see them talking to Triple H. Who is this mystery person? Welcome in to Nitro, and it's the final night of qualifying for Elimination Chamber. Kicking off the night, we've got a women's qualifying match between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. We will see which of these two women will join Ivy Nile, Jade Cargill, Julia, Liv Morgan, and Naomi in the Women's Elimination Chamber match for a chance to move on to WrestleMania and take on Raquel Rodriguez for the WCW Women's Championship. Rhea and Charlotte, both former multiple-time WCW Women's Champions. And you know both would love to get that shot at WrestleMania and become champion again, but this may be the best face-to-face qualifying match that we've had. We've got two ladies who have been very decorated as champions in our universe. But it doesn't stop here. You got to win this match, which that's a tall enough task as it is. Then you got to make it through the Elimination Chamber against 5 other women who have the same goal in mind, and that's to get to WrestleMania and get a shot at the WCW Women's Championship. Charlotte coming out maybe a little too cocky, and Rhea taking advantage of it. It is good to see that there are no lingering effects to this point from Rhea Ripley from this past weekend at Clash of the Champions, where she teamed up with Bianca Belair in a losing effort to Jade Cargill and Julia. And as we say that, now Charlotte in the driver's seat, going for a figure 4. And into the figure 8, and Rhea fighting, trying to get out, and she does. But Bianca unable to get any sort of payback after what's been months of headaches at the hands of Jade Cargill, her former best friend. and a woman that she thought of like a sister. Bianca sits at home at Elimination Chamber while Jade will try to do her best to try to punch her WrestleMania ticket. And look, if Jade doesn't get the job done at Elimination Chamber, one person she can't blame is Bianca Belair, because Bianca is not going to be in that match. Thanks, of course, to Jade Cargill. Rhea now up to the second turnbuckle. Misses with the double axe handle as Charlotte able to get out of the way. Spear from Charlotte Flair. Charlotte with the cover. Rhea with the kick out. Now the Queen. Rhea with a punch to the face. Kick to the midsection. Riptide from Rhea Ripley. Covers Charlotte Flair. And Rhea Ripley defeats Charlotte Flair, and she is headed to Elimination Chamber, where she will try to earn herself a WrestleMania Championship match. Next, we've got Tony D'Angelo. And he's got his trusted associate Stacks in his corner. He will be taking on Austin Theory. We haven't seen much of Tony D'Angelo or Austin Theory as of late. So you know both of these guys want to try and make the most of this opportunity this week on Nitro. D'Angelo here, starting off on fire as he's taking it to Austin Theory. Theory able to slip away. Coming up in our main event, we've got our men's qualifying match. Main event, Jey Uso taking on Drew McIntyre. Big splash off the top rope. D'Angelo kicks out at 2. This is smart on Theory's part. Don't give D'Angelo any time to recover. Stay on him. Again with another cover. And again. This time D'Angelo gets his shoulder up. Theory again with the cover, this time using the rope. But D'Angelo able to kick out. A-Town down from Austin Theory. Hooks the leg. And that'll do it. Austin Theory with the win as he defeats Tony D'Angelo. We got tag team action next. Pretty Deadly. They will be taking on the WCW Tag Team Champions, the Motor City Machine Guns. This one is a non-title match, though. But if Pretty Deadly is able to find a way to pick up the win here, you got to think that's going to help their chances at possibly getting a title match somewhere down the line. One team that we do know that has a future tag team title shot, the LWO, Despicable Ray and Dirty Dom. They were winners of a 4-team elimination tag match at last weekend's Clash of the Champions. It was actually pretty remarkable. It came down to both members of the Street Profits and Rey Mysterio. What essentially turned out to be kind of a handicap match in the end. But somehow, Despicable Ray able to survive and be the last man standing. So he and Dom will get a shot at the WCW Tag Team titles at some point. Elton Prince and Kit Wilson using the double team to their advantage here on Alex Shelley. Shelley sent back into the corner. Back in comes Kit Wilson. Shelley able to make the hot tag as Kit Wilson prematurely celebrating. Enziguri from Chris Sabin. And the Motor City Machine Guns picking up the win. And that's why you never want to celebrate until the match is over. It's main event time, and main event Jey Uso on his way to the ring. He will be taking on the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre in our final men's qualifying match. And there is no love lost between these two. Jey, who defeated Drew back at Halloween Havoc to end McIntyre's 10-month reign as United States champion. Both these guys were ultra confident that they were going to be the ones to win the Royal Rumble. Neither did. And on the Nitro after the Rumble, Jey came out basically letting everybody know he was setting his sights on this Elimination Chamber to try to earn his way into WrestleMania and a match against The Rock, only to have McIntyre come out and mock him. And then Jey just went off, ended up sending McIntyre off the stage. What the hell's The Rock doing here? The Rock distracting Jey Uso from behind. McIntyre taking out Jey. And now the momentum here has completely swung in Drew McIntyre's favor thanks to The Rock. The last guy that Rock wants to see at WrestleMania is Jey Uso. And he shows up here on Nitro and completely changes the direction of this match. McIntyre counting down to his Claymore as he connects. Only gets a 2 somehow. Jey Uso able to kick out. Now McIntyre again with another Claymore. And that is it. Drew McIntyre, thanks to a helping hand from The Rock, is headed to the Elimination Chamber. And for Jey Uso, this marks the first loss in a singles match in the 7 months since he joined WCW. And he can thank The Rock for that one. The go-home week to Elimination Chamber continues. Welcome to WCW Thunder. We will hear from the WCW World Champion AJ Styles before the end of the night. We will also be previewing the Elimination Chamber card, both the men's and women's chamber matches, as well as the WCW matches that will be taking place. We've got tag team action in our opening match. The Street Profits Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. They will be taking on the LWO Despicable Rey Mysterio and Dirty Dom. The WCW Women's Champion Raquel Rodriguez in their corner. And these two teams were a part of last weekend's Clash of the Champions show. They were a part of the 4-team elimination tag match, where the winning team earned a future shot at the WCW Tag Team titles. The LWO and the Street Profits were also joined by the New Day and Gallows and Anderson. And in the end, it came down to the Street Profits, both Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, and Rey Mysterio, and somehow Rey would come out victorious and earn for his dirtbag son and himself a future shot at the WCW Tag Team titles. We don't know when that championship match will take place. The current WCW Tag Team Champions, the Motor City Machine Guns, were in action earlier this week on Nitro, and they defeated the team of Pretty Deadly. The interesting thing to note about that match, Rey and Dom, the only team in there that have not held tag team gold in the open mic universe. The Street Profits. They've been tag champs in both WWE and WCW. The New Day, WCW tag team champions at one time. And Gallows and Anderson, through the first 2 years, maybe the most decorated tag team that we've had here on the WCW side of the open mic universe. And somehow, this is kind of what we expect from the LWO. When you maybe don't think that they're going to end up on top, they somehow always find a way, usually through underhanded tactics. That wasn't the case at Clash of the Champions. But Rey and Dom will have a future date at some point. Maybe with the Motor City Machine Guns, maybe with somebody else. Obviously, it won't be at Elimination Chamber, but there is a big show that's just right around the corner after we get through Elimination Chamber. And that's WrestleMania 3. So maybe that's when we can look for Rey and Dom to get that shot at the WCW Tag Team titles, as Angelo Dawkins comes in and saves his partner Montez Ford. Frog splash off the top rope from Dom. And the winning continues for the LWO as Despicable Rey and Dirty Dom defeat the Street Profits. Up next, we are going to see cruiserweight action. Charlie Dempsey, who's got a big opportunity coming up in just a few days at Elimination Chamber, as he takes on Ilya Dragunov for the WCW Cruiserweight title. Tonight here on Thunder, he has got Akira Tozawa. And if you notice Tozawa coming out here on his own, Maxine and Otis not here tonight. And so Tozawa having to go this one alone, as the other members of the Alpha Academy are not here. And Dempsey, Ilya Dragunov on his way out. Maybe wanting to get a closer view of his opponent. You got to remember, Charlie Dempsey has not been in the open mic universe very long. He's only got a handful of matches that Dragunov can really use to scout. But he is out here in Tozawa's corner. And since he has made his way out, this match has completely turned in the other direction. Tozawa with a quick cover. Only gets a 2. Dragunov, who just recently back at the Royal Rumble regained the WCW Cruiserweight title, defeating Santos Escobar. And when that match was over, Charlie Dempsey would hit the ring and use Dragunov's newly won Cruiserweight Championship to lay the new champion out. And Akira Tozawa, using that spark from the Mad Dragon, defeats Charlie Dempsey and picks up the upset win. Next, we're going to see Alexa Bliss in action. She will be taking on Sonya Deville. Both of these ladies on the outside looking in when it comes to the Elimination Chamber. Neither of them even a part of the qualifying matches. There's been a lot of grumblings from Sonya Deville that she wasn't too happy with WCW management and the signing bonus that they gave their newest signee, Julia, which basically gave her a spot in one of the qualifying matches. Sonya, a former WCW Women's Champion, thought that maybe she would have been a better participant in that qualifying. And Julia going on to Elimination Chamber. Sister Abigail from Alexa Bliss. And Alexa Bliss making quick work of Sonya Deville. Maybe Sonya should focus a little more on prepping for matches than worrying about the matches she's not in. Now it's time to run through the Elimination Chamber card. We've got the men's Elimination Chamber match. Drew McIntyre, Bronson Reed, Randy Orton, CM Punk, R-Truth. We still don't know what Triple H is going to do with that 6th and final spot. Maybe we'll get some sort of an answer later this week on SmackDown. In the women's Elimination Chamber match, it'll be Julia, Jade Cargill, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Naomi, and Ivy Nile. And the winner of this one will go to WrestleMania and take on Raquel Rodriguez for the WCW Women's Championship. We've got the WCW Cruiserweight title on the line. Ilya Dragunov will be defending the Cruiserweight title against Charlie Dempsey. Does the rookie have what it takes to slay the Mad Dragon? And then we will see the phenomenal AJ Styles defending the WCW World title against the megastar LA Knight. So much bad blood, so much hatred between these two. And it feels like they have been battling forever, and it finally comes to a head at Elimination Chamber. And speaking of the WCW World Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles, microphone in hand on his way to the ring. Let's hear from the champ. AJ says that now that the Royal Rumble winner has picked his WrestleMania opponent, it looks like it's going to be AJ Styles versus Damian Priest. And Priest, let me give you a little bit of advice. As a former Royal Rumble winner myself, you're on top of the world, you're riding this high. I guess LA Knight taking exception with AJ's comments here tonight. He says, whoa, champ. I think you're forgetting something. I think you're looking past your next opponent, which is me this weekend at Elimination Chamber. And I have every intention of walking out of Elimination Chamber the new WCW World Champion and facing Damian Priest myself at WrestleMania. AJ says, I'm not looking past you. I'm looking through you. Both men overflowing with confidence. We'll find out at Elimination Chamber which one will be defending the WCW World title against Damian Priest at WrestleMania. You are looking at security footage that was captured earlier today showing WWE Official Triple H meeting with the WCW United States Champion Jey Uso. Uso, who was screwed over in his Elimination Chamber qualifying match when The Rock showed up on Thunder. Does this mean that Jey Uso will be the sixth man in the Elimination Chamber? Still so many questions. An Elimination Chamber is only hours away. Hopefully some things get cleared up here tonight on SmackDown. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. The Rock, the final boss, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, on his way down to the ring. He tried to corner Triple H on Raw earlier this week to get some answers. And the only answer that he and all of us got was that neither Bron Breakker nor Jacob Fatu would be the sixth man in the Elimination Chamber. And the participants in that chamber have a huge significance on this man, as the winner will go on to WrestleMania to challenge him for his WWE World title. Rock does not look happy. The Rock says secret meetings, meeting with WCW talent on a WWE show. I want some answers. Triple H, get your ass down here. Triple H says, you know, Rock, you shouldn't have showed up on Thunder. And you shouldn't have gotten involved in that qualifying match between Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre. Look, I'm a busy man. What can I do for you, champ? The Rock says, I want to know right now, is it Jey Uso? Is that who you're putting into the Elimination Chamber? You'll find out tonight. Triple H with the mic drop doesn't answer The Rock's question, but it does appear we will find out who that sixth man will be tonight. Our opening match this week on SmackDown will be between Dakota Kai and Roxanne Perez. Now, if you would ask anybody on either roster here in the open mic universe, every competitor wants to be on every pay-per-view, on every big event. But there's only so many matches, only so many spots that can be filled up by the talent on our roster. But if you look at the go-home shows, the final week heading in to a pay-per-view like Elimination Chamber, there's always some extra eyeballs on the shows. And having a great performance when more people are watching can sometimes open some doors in the future. Dakota getting Roxanne back to her feet. Now trying to make her feel the glow. But Dakota can't get Roxanne to tap. Reversal from Roxanne Perez. Impaler DDT. Goes for a quick cover. Only gets a count of two as Dakota able to kick out. Roxanne with pop rocks. And Roxanne Perez able to get the 1, 2, 3 as she picks up the win against Dakota Kai. Next, we've got the WWE United States Champion in action. Karrion Kross. He will be taking on Trick Williams. We know Carmelo Hayes has been on a roll lately. Is there a little magic from the Trick Mello gang left for Trick? As Kross not wasting any time going after Trick Williams. Kross, who won the WWE United States Championship back at Starrcade, where he defeated Braun Strowman. And Kross just tossing Trick Williams like a rag doll and drops an elbow off the second rope. And now working on the legs of Trick. Mello on the outside cheering on his teammate. Now Kross looking to try to get Trick to submit, but Williams able to get out and reverse it. And now Trick trying to get Kross to tap, but Kross too strong as he fights his way out. Knee to the face of Trick Williams. Kross getting Trick up. Cross jacket. And Trick saved by the rope. Kross now choking him out. Goes for a cover, hooks the leg. And tick-tock, the clock is up for Trick Williams as Karrion Kross, with a dominating performance. And I gotta be honest, I don't see that United States Championship coming out of the possession of Karrion Kross anytime soon. Now let's run through the WWE side of Elimination Chamber. Chad Gable puts the WWE European Championship on the line against Carmelo Hayes. Hayes, who has won 3 in a row from Gable over the last few weeks. Can he go for the four-peat and become European Champion? The Women's Elimination Chamber match, Jade Cargill, Naomi, Julia, Ivy Nile, Liv Morgan, and Rhea Ripley. The winner of this one goes on to WrestleMania to take on Raquel Rodriguez for the WCW Women's Championship. In the Men's Elimination Chamber, Bronson Reed, Randy Orton, CM Punk, R-Truth, and Drew McIntyre will be joined by a sixth man. The winner of this one heads to WrestleMania to take on The Rock for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Let's find out who the sixth man is. Wait a minute. Oh my God! Roman Reigns! We have not seen Roman since Fall Brawl, where he was in a tag team match with Jacob Fatu, taking on The Rock and Jimmy Uso. This was before The Rock essentially turned the WWE upside down and hijacked the bloodline. In the middle of that match, Jacob would abandon Roman, leaving him to fend for himself against The Rock and Jimmy Uso. And that was the last time we saw Roman Reigns. And he is back here on SmackDown on the eve of Elimination Chamber. We have not seen this from Roman in years. A gesture that is synonymous with the Shield. And look at this crowd. They're about to blow the roof off this place here tonight. Roman says, tomorrow I win Elimination Chamber. And then I take back my tribe. And I take back my yard. Roman Reigns is back. And that is not good news for The Rock. Thanks for watching. We'll see you at Elimination Chamber.